Welcome to Around the Globe. My name is Logan,
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Dominique.
And I'm Wyatt.
and you are listening to Around the Globe. Today, we are going to go around the globe, and we are arriving in Egypt. Egypt is the place of pharaohs and kings, the home of Alexander's tomb, the Library of Alexander, and most importantly, the birthplace of one of the greatest civilizations to ever exist. The lands of pharaohs and kings have many legendary tales, such as Ramses, Cleopatra, and the legendary voyages of Napoleon and Julius Caesar. Around the globe, we'll be specializing in 3 different topics. Sorry, 4. Freaks of Filmholics, Paranormal Pulse, Courtside Chats, and Jubilee Junction. Around the globe will always provide viewers with quality entertainment. In today's discussion, before we get to the Freaks of Filmaholics, we will be doing a short commercial break. Welcome back. Before we get into Freaks of Filmholics, let's have a little discussion about Egypt. What are y'all thoughts?
Well, I think Egypt is super cool. I think it has a lot to offer. Their history is very deep and it's a beautiful culture.
Yeah, I agree. As a kid, I was really big into Egyptian mythology. I used to study it for fun. I read some of the books by Rick Riordan.
Oh, nice.
The lesser known Percy Jackson ones, I guess. So, Egypt was really big for me as a kid. I thought it was really fascinating. The history, the architecture. I think it's all cool.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Egypt for me is like it's pretty cool. I love the history. I love the ancient world that was here like long ago. I've always been like interested in like how they build the pyramids, how they had a more advanced civilization than what it feels like that we have today.
Yeah, it's one of the greats, right? It's one of the ones you talk about, like with Rome and the Greeks and things. So it's fun to talk about.
What does Percy Jackson have to do with Egypt, though? Can you elaborate, Olivia?
I mean, the writer of Percy Jackson, his lesser known book series, The Red Pyramid, is about Egyptian mythology, and I was really big into that.
What's the Red Pyramid?
It's a series about these two siblings in Percy Jackson style who like find out that their father is essentially like an Egyptian god and have to like navigate that situation and the woes of being a demigod, I suppose, but in the sense of Egyptian mythology. So is like very similar, but it was the one for me. Like I didn't read Percy Jackson as a kid. I read The Red Pyramid. And that was really big for me. So
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, let's get to the films of Freaksaholics.
all right.
Here we go. Okay. Give me one. Oh, here we go. So, for the films of Freaksaholics, you have a bunch of movies that took place in Egypt. Gazelle El Banat and Cairo Station. The modern successes would be Yakubian Building and Clash, and historical dramas like Saladin and The Message. The country's film industry is also called the Hollywood of the Middle East. It's centered in Cairo and produces a rich variety of lots of different Egyptian films.
I didn't
Any
know
questions?
Cairo was so big on film. I didn't know that
Yeah,
at all.
me either. But I mean, their environment, the landscape, I could see it. You know, it looks so magical.
Yeah, when you can film in those destinations, yeah, I mean, I would definitely.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
for sure. Wyatt, anything? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't know that Egypt was known for its films and movies. I did not. It's honestly, it's a surprise that
Right.
that they have like a big Hollywood studio there.
Yeah.
Now, here's the kicker. Cairo Station, the one film that we have chosen to focus on today. The location of Cairo Station was filmed at Ramses Railway Station in Cairo, Egypt. The movie is also really well known as Bab el Hadid. It's a classic tale about Egypt cinema. It uses bustling train environments and the setting to depict the impacts and the effects of society in the post-World War II era.
Mm.
Any questions about the era of World War II?
No, that's interesting. I
Yeah,
didn't know that had such an impact on Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
don't.
really... Go ahead, Wyatt.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Historical context. It provides a snapshot of life in the Egyptian desert. It's a period of many significant social change after the Second World War that altered the world and the region itself. Now, the realism is very important because the director Youssef Jahin blended elements of neo-realism with thriller and noir, Noir, to capture a gritty and authentic atmosphere within the real-life station.
That's cool.
Mm.
Mixing like media and different type of art. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything you like about authentic atmospheres? in
I
general?
mean, when you can have them, definitely, right? I think that's a big
Yeah,
part
for
of
sure.
cinema, at least classic cinema, right? It's important to have that authenticity, and I
Yeah,
think
Now,
that's cool.
but why is it? Why is it? What happened? What happened? Why is my mic? Okay. Is my mic okay?
Mhm.
Okay. My fault. Cairo Station is considered a landmark in Middle Eastern cinema history. It is because it's an exploration of many taboo subjects like obsessions and clash of cultures within the modernizing of Egyptian society. Now, before we move on to the next section of Around the Globe, do y'all have any last thoughts or questions?
No, I was thinking I don't know many films that were at least featured in Egypt or like surrounding Egypt. I think of like the animation The Prince of Egypt. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
have seen that. Like
I've seen that
that's
one.
that's probably as close as I get to the movie culture. So it's so interesting to find out that that's such a big thing in Egypt because I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
But yeah, it's a shame that we haven't seen a lot of their production here in the States. I think it would be super interesting to see, the movies that they make out there. I think it'd be cool, like, it's their culture and see the style of movies that they make and the influence on their culture and whatnot. I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see.
Wyatt?
Yeah, I think it would be. I think it'd be cool. I don't have like any questions, but it was nice to know that Egypt has like its own Hollywood where it makes a lot of films and has like an authentic atmosphere, which is what people really look for, is they want something that's real that they can really connect to and really look. And I know most of Egypt's landscape is quite beautiful.
Yeah, we'll have to check out some Egyptian movies in the future.
Definitely. When we come back from this commercial break, we will be focusing on the next section. See y'all then. Welcome back, and here we go with Paranormal Post host.
Hey guys, I'm Dominique. Welcome to Paranormal Pulse. Before we dive into my segment, I want to mention that all the music you're hearing is from Egyptian artists and all their popular songs at the moment, so that's pretty exciting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining, I will say that.
Yeah, beautiful music. So this week, we're going to be talking about Omea El Gula. So I want to first start. Did you guys have any stories that your parents would scare you with? Like if you weren't acting right, like if you don't act right, this is going to get you. You guys grew up with that or any stories? Yeah. What your parent?
Lots.
What your parent would say? Like.
So one of them would be if I didn't act right, there would be somebody they would be under my bed.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
And they would say if I wasn't behaving right, the monster under my bed would come and get me.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, and I still didn't.
That's insane. What about you, Olivia?
There's like a folklore, I think, in England. I don't know necessarily folklore, but that if you, I mean, mostly for little boys, if you go outside, and you're not wearing any clothes, the crows are gonna come get you.
What kind of crows, though?
Just the crows of England, I guess, are gonna come and peck you. So make sure to wear clothes out. When little boys are like, I don't want to go out and wear clothes. That was a thing like that. At least my brothers got told, right? That you gotta go out and wear clothes, or else the crows are gonna get you.
Well, that is funny. I'm pretty sad in the aspect that I only, I've never had really stories about that.
Mm-hmm.
However, we all grew up with Santa Claus if you were in that.
Right.
And then we got told the truth. But let's not do it because we might have underage 5 people in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly. But this week we're talking about the Omea El Gula. So this is a deeply embedded Egyptian culture and folklore, and it's been passed down by generations. Basically, this is an evil monster. She's really ugly. She looks like a crow mixed with like a lion and whatnot. And basically, this evil witch lures misbehaving children. And basically, you have to act right so this thing doesn't attack you or whatnot. The parents use it a lot to scare their children to act right.
Oh.
Which it's honestly so scary. If you look it up, like this thing looks insane. Like I would act right immediately. But basically, this I guess folklore starts in 1907 during some excavations in a temple, and basically all the rocks, I guess, collapse on children, and that's kind of where the folklore started.
Oh no.
Targeting children. Yeah, so this actually happened. Children like sadly passed away, but now this school is mentioned to children that don't act right, and she morphs. Like she can morph to trick the children.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy. I don't like that. But she can morph and trick children. It's terrible. Honestly,
Like a metamorphosis.
I guess.
That's so scary.
She can morph into different bodies and whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys think that's honestly healthy for children? Like to be scared to that point? Or use stuff like that?
This is on par to like whenever you tell your kids the boogeyman's gonna
Exactly.
get you.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
It's basically the same thing, but it just looks different. This is just terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And
it is terrifying. It's like a butterfly metamorphosis.
Butterfly. I'd rather do the butterfly than this. This thing looks scary, but no, it's the same thing. Like in Mexico, it's like the cucuy is gonna get you. But yeah, like honestly, like I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know if that's good for children's mental.
Right. Like there's a limit, right?
Yeah.
It's not good for their mental because they're gonna grow up and be like, oh man, like they're probably not even. They're just gonna be scared for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this has been passed on generation to generation, so it's like a thing, like the boogeyman, and
Yeah.
So it's like a generation storytelling, folklore, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's basically the Egyptian version of the boogeyman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, but
Who's like 10 times scarier. Yeah.
Right.
That's so funny.
But yeah, that was this week's scary story. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll go back to
Alrighty.
Logan.
The next one we will be doing is
Courtside chats, I believe.
courtside chats. We will be back after this commercial break.
Yeah, stay tuned.
We are back, and we are going to leave it off to courtside chats.
Hello everybody. My name's Wyatt, and today for Courtside Chats, I got 3 sports news. Number 1, the 2025 IHF, or the International Handball Federation, will be hosting its 19th edition of the yearly Cup World Championship in handball,
Cool.
which is held from the 26th of September to October 2nd. And it's It is in Egypt. It's mainly hosted in Egypt in the new capital. And there's 9 teams. There's 10 matches that are played. They are currently in the knockout stage where there's 4 teams left. And the defending champions, the Telecom Prim.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's not how you
Sounds close to me.
sounds close. And then we got SC Magdeburg, and then FC Barcelona and Hali.
That's cool though.
So that's the final 4 teams, and the defending champions is the first team that I mentioned. So they've been dominating this for a while, and this is a very big deal in Egypt.
Barcelona sounds cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barcelona was in it. There's actually California was in this tournament.
Oh, wow.
So it's teams from all over the world are in this league, and they have like their championship. And right now, the defending champions are still there.
That's
That's so
I didn't realize there was
cool.
a whole league for handball. Have you guys ever played handball before?
What is handball?
No,
Let's
I've
like
never
explore that. What is handball?
Go for
So-
it, Wyatt.
So handball, from what I've seen, is it's soccer, but you use your hand and you throw it and you throw the ball
okay,
into the
okay.
goal.
Yeah.
So and you have like a goalie that tries to block it, but you don't kick it. You actually throw it. So it's like a mixture of football and soccer. From how I played it, I don't know the official way of how they play it, but from what I remember, that's how I've seen handball being
Let's
played.
get this straight. You're
Yeah.
telling me that there's a game called basketball, soccer, but
Mhm.
you like in basketball, you how do you dribble the ball? Just like in basketball? I'm just confused.
No, you don't dribble it at all. You
No?
just hold it and you throw it. You
That's
pass it. So you
hilarious.
hold it, you pass it to your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You have a defense that tries to stop the ball from getting into their side, and you have an offense and that tries to score. And it's really entertaining in Egypt. So if you,
I could imagine, yeah.
but yeah, so that's Egyptians love it, and it's their way of having their own little sports.
That's so funny. So, like, for those of you who don't know, in England, we do play that. And,
Ooh.
like, at school, during gym class, like, that's a thing that you would play. So I've played before, and I didn't realize it was so big, at least in Egypt or in other countries, too. I thought that was just a Europe thing, but that's super, super interesting to
That
hear.
is.
Because it's fun. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Do
And
they
then-
have stuff like that at Olympics?
I don't think so.
Do
But
they
it
have
would-
team sports at the Olympics?
I think they do have team sports. They are introducing flag football.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
They are doing. They have soccer. They have basketball. So they have sports, but I don't think they have handball in the
Gotcha.
Olympics.
Right.
But they have like basketball. Now they're introducing flag football, wrestling. So like they
That's
got
cool.
they got quite a bit of team sports.
Got you. You learn something every day.
Yeah.
And my second is we have in FIFA we have the because they have their World Cup happening next year, and Egypt is trying to qualify.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
But right now they are not doing so well. They've dropped in the rankings, and so from what I've seen, they're doing okay, but they're not doing good enough to where they need to.
Yeah, where they need to be.
They
to
need to be
qualify.
to qualify. But they got teams like Spain. They got Morocco and Germany all taking over.
Wow.
Like their competitors, you're saying?
Yeah, they're competitors, and they're ahead of Egypt, so they're doing a lot better. And Egypt is dropping in the rankings,
Okay,
so
yeah.
they're
Oh,
not doing so
no.
well. But our hope is that they can get into the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Because that's a big event for
Oh,
like every
huge.
Oh,
country.
for sure.
So
Huge, yeah.
That's really upsetting.
Yeah, and let's see if I can. But yeah, so Egypt is actually in 35th place right now.
What do they need to be to qualify?
They need to be in the top 10.
Oh no.
That's so.
From what I can see, they need to be in the top 10 to actually qualify for
Yeah.
it. But they have qualifiers.
Mhm.
You don't just like enter in, hey, I'm going to enter into the World Cup. You actually have to battle to get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Being in
So-
35th is tough.
Yeah. So, but let's see if they can get back.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see, hopefully.
Pull through. Hopefully.
All right.
And then our third is a popular Egyptian strongman goes another jaw-dropping challenge, pulling a ship with his teeth.
Whoa. What kind
That's
of ship?
insane.
Let me see. He pulled a 700-ton ship across the water with a rope only held by his teeth.
700
That's
ton.
insane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
he's-
insane.
You know,
Completely optional too,
he's a
like-
huge. This is just optional,
Yeah, you're right. Doing that of your free will is
Right?
insane.
and it was no easy task. But Ashif Mahoris, also known by his nickname Kabonga, has dazzled before with his astonishing strength. Earlier this year, he pulled a train. He was also
Whoa.
single-handed.
Hold a train, brother?
He has also single-handedly pulled a locomotive, and 4 years ago, a truck. With each achievement, his popularity has soared. Children run after him in the streets, where he's known simply as Strongman.
Wow.
That's
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing this at 44 years old, too.
Wow.
His teeth are amazing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, it
Was
went...
he super train or like something like that?
He's trying to get the label as the strongest person in the world, which he's
Wow.
obviously up there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
If he's pulling a shit by his teeth.
Yeah, more than anyone I know.
700 tons.
But, like,
I don't
I'm
know how
cringing
that
just
happens.
thinking about that. Like that hurts.
That
Yeah,
would
that
hurt. Yeah,
would.
with your mouth. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh my
That would
God.
definitely hurt. I mean, I couldn't even do that.
Superman.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
and then he's pulled a train.
That too.
With his
And-
teeth as well, or just
Uh,
in
No, I
general?
think he pulled the train. I don't think with his teeth, because
Okay.
it doesn't say his teeth. I assume with his hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still
Oh
pretty.
yeah, no, that's still horrible. Yeah. Oh
But,
my gosh.
Yeah, no. So the children love him, and he's hoping for another Guinness World Record.
Do you get paid
Yeah.
for that? Like if you
I
get
don't
like
know.
a record?
I don't
It's
think
like-
you get paid, but you get recognition,
True.
and from the
Mhm.
recognition, you could profit off of
That's
it.
true.
Very
But
good
I
point.
don't think they pay you for it. I think they just say, "Hey, you're the Guinness World Record," and they promote you for it.
True, true,
Mhm.
true. Great.
So-
Yeah, that's a good point. Because you can copyright yourself then and like strongest man in the world stuff. You
True,
know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah. So that was all for courtside chats for this week. It was definitely interesting, and we will go into a short music break, and after the
For
music
sure.
break, we will head into Jubilee Junctions.
Okay.
We are back and off to Jubilee Junction.
All right, welcome back, guys, to Jubilee Junction. I'm your host, Olivia, and here at Jubilee Junction, we talk about everything from festivals to events to celebrations around the world that make each country special. So welcome. I want to start by asking, how's everyone's day been? How are we doing?
Super great, yeah. Super great. It's a little breezy out there. It's feeling like fall is coming. So
Hopefully, cross
I'm
your
doing all
fingers.
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's I just wish it was colder, but that's just personally me.
I'm totally with you. I keep hearing about the weather in the north, and I'm like, if only,
I want the northern weather right now.
I completely agree. It is sweater weather, guys, and I wish it was, because I know it recently became fall in the northern hemisphere as far as I'm aware, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
At least I was told, and I was like, outside isn't looking very fall, I was outside yesterday, and I was like, it's feeling like summer. So.
Oh yeah, definitely afternoon is like hot.
Yeah.
But like when we come in early like this, it feels good. It breezy like under the trees.
Oh,
yeah.
So I'm taking that.
Breeze. I completely agree. I think the weather is getting there, at least hopefully. So I don't want to say warm wishes to people, but cold wishes, I suppose,
Right.
for everyone in
medium
Newport.
wishes.
Medium, yeah, I like that. Medium wishes for everyone going into fall this week. So good stuff. Today, obviously, we're in Egypt, which is super exciting, and we're talking about festivals in Egypt. So I have one for once that I've never actually heard of, that I knew nothing about prior to researching it, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. So
Go on.
this festival is called, and I'm gonna probably butcher the pronunciation as per this episode, but we'll do our best. The festival is Wafal al-Nil, and I want to know if you guys have any idea what the festival is about just by that name. Any guesses?
I heard like waffle, kind of like waffle.
Yeah.
So maybe desserts.
Okay, I'm with that.
My guess would be, if it's a festival in Egypt, then it's gonna involve the pyramids and the pharaohs. So I think it's gonna be a celebration of like the pyramids being built and the pharaohs that once ruled Egypt. So that's the kind of vibe that I get.
Ooh.
Honestly, you're really close, and I like
Well,
that.
Does that have anything to do with Waffle House? Be honest.
Not at all. I'll be so honest. I think Wyatt was probably the closest. So Wafal al-Nil translates to flooding of the Nile. And
Ooh.
it's a celebration that is 2 weeks. It starts on August 15th, and it's a 2-week celebration about the Nile River flooding and bringing new water and nutrients to the land. So we celebrated in Egypt by, riding these pharaohic boats down the Nile and participating in song and dance and celebrations. You have picnics on the side of the Nile, and you celebrate this big festival. So for a little bit of context, right, the history of this festival goes back to ancient Egypt. So they've been celebrating it for a really long time, and they still celebrate it today, which is why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
But in ancient Egypt, right, the flooding of the Nile was super important to all aspects of culture, right? The Nile was kind of their lifeline to everything, right? It's transportation, it's agriculture, it's, it has religious connotations. It is the lifeline, right? So the flooding of the Nile and the nutrients it brings are super important. So the Egyptian calendar is then broken up into seasons based on the Nile. So Akhet, the season of flooding, is when this happens, and it's when they are most contributing to architecture and infrastructure. They're building pyramids, they're building statues, they're making mortar, because that's where the brick mortar comes from, is the Nile, and they're building these masterpieces we associate with ancient Egypt. So as for religiously, the festival and the flooding, they attributed it to the goddess Isis. Her tears were flooding the river, right? Because of the death of her husband Osiris, who is killed by the god Set. It's a very, very long story, and I'd love to tell you about it but that's an entirely different podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as mythology goes, that's where they believe it comes from.
Wow.
So the river's flooded, and then they also have a separate god, Happy, who is the god of water in the Nile, right? So they pray to and give sacrifices to this god to hope for a fertile season, right?
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
so that's where it comes from. And then they celebrate it. They have all these. They have the boat parade, and they celebrate it today. The problem being, in 1970, there was a dam that was created, so the river doesn't flood anymore, which,
wow.
is tricky, but they don't need it to anymore, right? We've advanced so far in society that we don't need to. So instead of it being a flooding in the Nile celebration now, it's a celebration of, taking care of the planet and this sustainability, concept that in the modern day we've created, which I think is so exciting. So that's my rundown for what the festival's about. I've got a couple questions for you, but just before we go into that, you guys have any initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's just like Japan. They celebrate nature. They celebrate what they have, and they go even back to history, and preserve it by doing festivals like this. And I think that's something that's so beautiful, that they continue to celebrate something that has so much history, that and teaching the newer generations about this stuff. So I think that's beautiful that they keep it going, and that it brings people together.
I totally agree.
And teaches themselves about their own culture, which is amazing. I'd love to see that one day.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is that they've changed with the times. Like in ancient Egypt, it was flooding of the Nile, so they were hoping for it to flood. But now, like in modern times, instead of hoping for it to flood, they celebrate nature.
Exactly.
And it's just it's really cool to see how like adaptive Egyptians are. And the fact that like you can just picnic and just enjoy nature, just sit. It feels like you can have a break from the world. Just go to this festival and just hang out with your friends and just enjoy nature. And I like how adaptive Egypt has been.
I totally agree. That's so exciting. Logan, any thoughts?
I got none really. Any other thoughts y'all have for anything?
No, I agree with Wyatt that especially a country that has so much history, the fact that they can adapt to like modern times is so crazy. Because, for example, I know North Korea has a dictator or whatnot, but they're still like in the old times. It's hard to modernize. So, Egypt has so much history, and they're able to do that. That says a lot about them.
I totally agree. I think that's so cool. So going into that then, let's talk. And I got a kind of a fun question for you guys. I feel like I never ask you fun questions, so I got a little bit of an imaginative one for you. If you were a farmer in ancient Egypt, what kind of crops would you like to grow? Because that's what this celebration is about, right? Is bringing in the agriculture most importantly. So if you suddenly tomorrow got transported to ancient Egypt, what do you think you would grow?
You want to go for it, Logan?
Corn, yeah.
If that was back in the day.
Honestly, yeah, I'm with that. Corn's a good choice.
Carrots, wheats for bread. Anything that they grow in Egypt.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think they have big wheat production. I think that's super huge. Egypt was once called the bread bowl of Europe, or the bread bowl of Rome, right? So because they produce so much wheat. So yeah, I think you would do quite well. What do you guys think?
That's tough. Maybe some type of fruit. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about what they grow out there, but I think a sweet little fruit would be cool. Like, I'm not even sure, because the environment is different. Certain fruits flourish better in certain environments, but maybe, I don't know, maybe some apples.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's like a tree, so that would take so long. But
I think you'd be very popular in ancient Egypt.
So for me, like, if I'm a farmer, I'm all about the money. I'm going to be growing huge pumpkins, selling them, and huge watermelons.
Ooh, okay.
And claiming that they're from aliens, so that it would sell more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'd be very popular.
Because back then, I don't think they had huge watermelons or huge pumpkins. I could just profit it and say, hey, this is from aliens. They dropped it for me.
That's a great take. I love that.
And I would make so much money.
You would be rich, man.
Yeah.
You'd get a statue or something. I think that's phenomenal. Yeah.
Hoping to get statues just like pharaohs.
Manna from the gods. I love that. Good take. So I think that's fantastic. Okay. So then riffing off that finally, I want to think of going back to this sustainability aspect, because I know we talked about the adaptability of the festival becoming this kind of thing that's more environment oriented, which I really love. I want to know, what do you think we can do in our own communities to kind of preserve that environment, to do the same and respect, the place we live?
Yeah, I think first educating ourselves on our environment and learning, what was that I learned about in class? There was a huge river and whatnot, and it dried up. I can't remember where, but like preserving stuff, our beautiful nature like that, like how these other countries do. I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure why well, I can't speak for the entire United States, but like I feel like that's not really common here. Like, festivals that, celebrate nature and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that would be such a good start, celebrating what we have and taking care of it. Like Yellowstone, for example, like taking care of that and, not, allowing people to, build and whatnot. I think actually like taking care of, like our nature reserves and whatnot, creating more of those and stop the building. Maybe that could help.
I agree. We have beautiful national parks, preserving those. I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think like it's not really popular. Like you don't see people celebrating our nature, which is sad, because like all people are trying to do is they want to build. They want more business, more money, but we don't really, like, the only place we have to really cherish our nature is national parks. And we don't even have many of those because of the direction that we're going in. And I feel like we could start by like going to the national parks more, just being able to enjoy the nature that we have, and really just take a step back and realize I'm so lucky to have all of this.
Yeah, exactly. Especially being from like Florida too. Like we have the Everglades.
Yeah.
Like we could do like, an Everglades festival. And
I think we totally should.
right? Like something like that. What do you think, Logan?
Definitely, we should protect the values that we grew up with. I truly, and everyone should at least, think about this. The values that you grew up with are just as important as any new values you adopt as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, good take. I agree. And I think protecting our natural habitats and being able to celebrate them is a step in that right direction. So thank you all so much for your thoughts. I love it. I appreciate you. That's all for Jubilee Junction this week. I'm happy to go to commercial break now, and then when we come back, we'll do our final thoughts and wrap up. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to Around the Globe. So now we're going to do our little wrap up and discussion. We have some questions for, for the hosts. So let's talk about it. So first question, do you guys have any travel destinations in Egypt specifically? Any dream destination that you think like one day I want to go visit? This is on my bucket list.
Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria is a super cool place to go.
Tell me about it, Logan. I'm not too familiar.
Alexandria was the place. Alexandria was the place where Alexander founded the city. The library was burned. They say that it did not help with the Dark Ages later on.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, the library. Yeah, they got extensive stuff there before it was burned. That was that's a
I
cool
need to
one.
look into that.
I'm
Cool.
big on that. I think, as a kid, there were tons of places I wanted to go. Reading about all the tombs and stuff, the catacombs, I think would be
Yes.
super cool. The Valley of Kings, I'd love to go to. I think that would be so cool. And just like I know it's basic, but like the pyramids would be really
Obviously, yeah, I was
exciting.
gonna say, yeah, same for me. Honestly, like the pyramids, like that's just like mind blowing, especially all the conspiracy theories behind the pyramids.
Right? Yeah.
Just seeing it in person, I think would be amazing. Like, just yeah.
Totally agree.
My aunt went. She took pictures. I'm like, what? It looks like a
Ooh.
movie. Like I couldn't believe it.
Jealous.
All right, so you guys would think, oh, I'm gonna do pyramids or whatever, but no, we're gonna
Oh, we know
continue.
better. We know better.
I'm gonna continue my paranormal tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go to the Valley of the Kings in Lahore.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is it's a burial site of pharaohs like Tutankhamun and Ramses the Great. Locals and visitors have reported strange lights flickering in sealed tombs, shadowy figures in the corridors, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Ancient curses tied to disturbing royal tombs, like the famous Curse of the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
After Tutankhamun's discovery, have fueled Egyptians' paranormal reputation for over a century.
Yeah. See, this is finally one I can agree with you on. I would
Yeah.
definitely like to see that. Yeah.
I would go there just to do my paranormal
I don't
investigation.
know, cause like you have no escape. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
you're
there's
stuck.
nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Oh no, that'd be terrifying for me.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
no, thank you.
I'm with it. Good question. Good question.
You want to
Alright.
go for?
And then we have a second question. So what are some precautions or measures that you can take when dealing with like scammers or like thieves? Because I know Egypt is known for that.
Yeah,
So-
it's definitely not the safest travel destination. I haven't been personally, but I know people who have gone, and you definitely you don't solo trip that one. You need to go with someone and stay with people, where you're going.
Yeah.
Especially public bathrooms. I know we talked about last week, funny
Yeah.
enough, but go with someone, stay together, stay with people, because it's definitely not the safest. Make sure the taxis you're getting into, if you're getting into a taxi, is actually a taxi and the right
Yeah.
people you're looking for. That would be my general advice. Just stay with people, stay safe.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. That's super great advice. I think watching like it sounds cheesy, but like TikToks, I think people's experience. Take what you want from them, like all the good, helpful tips they offer.
Mm-hmm.
But also like be aware of your surroundings. Be smart. I know there's TikTokers that make videos of the scammers that's there like at the pyramids. Tricking innocent people that don't know. So yeah, just be aware, be smart, and I think you'd be okay.
Yeah.
100%.
And then my advice would be whenever you have somebody, because a lot of times when they're offering you a gift, like a lot of times it's just scammers that are wanting to like have you take it so that they can say that like you stole it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just don't accept like any gifts from anybody that you haven't have a bad gut feeling about. And also like be with somebody, make sure that you're always with somebody, and make sure that like you know what you're doing and you know the people that are supposed to help you like with a tour, because I know there's a lot of people that like to fake being a tour guide, because they see people from America and they want to gift us and whatnot, but at the same time there's a lot of scammers that will take advantage of the fact that Egyptians want to gift us stuff. And so just watch out for that. Just be careful and really look out and make sure that you're paying attention to the people that you're supposed to be talking to.
Yeah. Good thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, I think we're out of time for this episode, which is really unfortunate. But thank you all for joining us today. As you exit the aircraft, please ensure to take your new travel advice and tips with you. And next week, we'll be flying into Spain.
Yay.
So we'll
Exciting.
see you all then.
All right, see you.